Hello, viewers. This is Marianne from Revealing Light Tarot. I wanted to read on Mitch McConnell today. Now, I've read on him in the past, but of course, I saw a recent story on his approval rating in Kentucky. It was abysmal, absolutely abysmal, suggesting that if an election was held, he'd probably lose his Senate seat. Now, he's the arch nemesis, Mitch McConnell. He's been targeted by the Democrats, and so has Lindsey Graham. McConnell's probably in some way just as bad as Trump. Tearing down norms, aiding and abetting the Trump presidency, protecting him. He's probably one of my most disliked figures in American politics, Mitch McConnell. Okay, so the question is that viewers want to know, will Mitch McConnell be re-elected? Will Mitch McConnell be re-elected as a senator in 2020? Will Mitch McConnell be re-elected in 2020? Kentucky. All right. It's going to, the signifier card is the Ten of Wands. It's going to be extremely hard work for Mitch McConnell to be re-elected. Extremely hard. He's really been covered in muck through all of the Trump presidency, and his challenge is he's betrayed the trust of people in Kentucky, as indeed he has all Americans. So it will be hard work. The Seven of Swords is suggesting theft and betrayal here will dog him right up to that point. Very hard for him to get re-elected. Okay, it's his affiliation with Trump here. This is also Mitch McConnell's role he's played as the leader of the Senate here. The Emperor card, autocratic. He hasn't been working across the aisle. He's not. He hasn't been bipartisan. He hasn't done anything to. He's allowed Trump to get away with things. He's allowed his own party members to get away with things. He hasn't held Trump to account. He's been an autocrat himself. That's the foundation of the reading. Now, in the past, we've got some money news. So this I could relate to the news that he allowed the lifting of sanctions, certain sanctions, or not imposition of any new sanctions. And not long after that, Russian financed, I think it was an aluminium plant, we were made aware of that development taking place. That kind of news, that kind of theft and betrayal, his support of Trump is going to make it very hard work for him in 2020. Now, we've got the Star of Hope, which is what's in the sky. It's the potential of this situation. It's also the issue. I feel that the Star of Hope represents the current efforts to get to the truth around Trump. So this card is linking with the Emperor. It's linking with the money news. It's linking with the theft and betrayal. And of course, the signifier card is the Ten of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. I feel that this is the truth coming out here around the extent of Russian finances in American politics. I feel that there is an intent there to really open all of this up. His ties with Russia are going to impact in 2020. And we've got him at the moment. We've got the Four of Swords, suggesting he's been wounded by all of this. He's still on his, he's still continuing to carry out this kind of agenda here. But right at the moment, probably what we don't see that is showing up in those polls of voters in Kentucky, McConnell's wounded. Okay, the environment around is justice. It's very hard when we see the gaslighting, when we see the McConnell strutting forward, suggesting that he's going to, if a SCOTUS position comes up, he would then bring forward in the year of election, bring forward another nomination. So he's really pushing. It's all about getting those judges on the courts. But we've got to have some perspective on that as well, because I feel that the emerging information around Trump, around Russia, his support of Trump, his own connections with Russia have wounded this man in Kentucky. And the voters also will be wanting justice. They want to see justice done. The hopes and the fears, these are the deals that McConnell has done. And particularly with Russia. And the outcome card is the Hermit, which is isolation. It doesn't look very good for McConnell in Kentucky. The Knight of Pentacles. The Knight is a very brave rider. This is somebody that goes where no one else will go. I feel that his challenger, and I'm not aware whether the Democrats have announced someone to take him on, but I feel that this person will come forward very, very strongly when he does. And we've got the start of a very strong campaign against Mitch McConnell. Now, we asked, would he win? I'm getting a no here. I'm getting Mitch McConnell will be moving on. And because Kentucky wants to move on from Mitch McConnell, certainly the constituency that he represents. I think his approval rating is down to about 28% or something like that. Now, does he know he's going to get turfed out at the next election? Because it's showing him at the moment really being mortally wounded in battle. He is still pushing forward. He wants to get as many of those judges into the democratic system as he can. He's also hoping that he can move a position on the Supreme Court, another nomination, that would be the third. Of course, whether or not that's going to happen is another thing. We'll ask, will McConnell get another SCOTUS? Will he get another Supreme Court judge? Will McConnell get another Supreme Court judge? He's working very hard at it. This is the Eight of Pentacles as the signifier card. And what's challenging him, though, is Trump the businessman. Of course, depending on what comes out between now and 2020, if you've got a constitutional crisis, if you've got a president who's being impeached, again, where does the agenda to get a Supreme Court judge sit then? Particularly if you've got information that would show that the presidency is perhaps illegitimate, how will that then affect McConnell's work to get that to get another Supreme Court judge? He's being challenged by new starts here, the Ace of Wands here, which is interesting. New and inspirational starts here. In the past, the dark money is following Mitch, and we've got the High Priestess suggesting there's more to come, more revelations to come out, perhaps on his connection to Russia, perhaps again with the Trump presidency. I feel this reading already is telling me that he might not even get to nominate by that stage, to nominate a Supreme Court judge because of what's going to happen with Trump. There's going to be obstacles and challenges put in his way, and this is also faction fighting as well. The fight to bring out the information on the president businessman will impact on the work that he will do. Now, right at the moment, we've got the world watching on. Every time there is an abuse of power, the world watches. This is also endings and beginnings here at this point in time. In the environment around, we've got victory. Who is the victor? Is this Mitch McConnell? Or again, I would have thought I would have seen the Magician card. Or is this victory for those that are trying to bring out this information so that America can have its new starts? The hopes and fears. Okay, so we've in terms of hope, this is a page, so it's not a king, as I said. It can also be news coming forward and surprising news. I feel this is relating to Trump's presidency. and that the victory here is one for an end to Trump's presidency. We've got the Ten of Cups, which is the family card. It's the celebrations. I do feel this is my card for the American voters here. We've got also the Two of Cups, so it's quite emotional. Will he get this is partnerships and collaborations. Will he get another Supreme Court judge, suggesting that the Five of Cups, suggesting loss here in our clarifier cards. But what's hidden from our view is the Nine of Pentacles, which is, of course, the money. It's really very close to a Republican card here. What's hidden from our view is money. Okay, how the Republicans were financed. Okay, I'm just going to draw a clarifier on that here. The outcome card here, the Five of Cups. Okay, is the loss here for Mitch McConnell and his attempts to get a new POTUS before 2020 election? Is the loss for Mitch McConnell? I'm feeling yes. The backstory will emerge, and he'll be in no condition. This president will likely be stepping down before 2020. All of that is going to be in the background. Bringing forward another Supreme Court judge nomination would be almost impossible under those circumstances. The loss card, is this a loss for McConnell? Got the World card, endings and beginnings, so I'm feeling this is the end of the Trump presidency, and our Ace of Wands is turning up here, which is in the foundation of the reading, suggesting new and inspirational starts. But we're going to have to wait. What's hidden from our view, we're going to have to wait a little bit for that. So I'm feeling potentially that Trump's past will catch up with McConnell before, and his own past will catch up with McConnell before he even gets to that nomination. It's going to be, the information coming forward will show that Trump will be compromised, and it will be almost impossible for him to bring forward a Supreme Court nomination under those circumstances. So let's have a look at that. Will McConnell be forced to work with the Democrats to potentially impeach or remove this president? Will McConnell be forced, or the Republicans, McConnell and the Republicans, be forced to work with the Democrats to impeach or remove this president? McConnell be forced to work with Republicans McConnell and the Republicans work with the Democrats to remove this president. Yeah, I'm getting that World card again. Yep, the Wheel of Fortune here, suggesting the card of destiny. The card, yes, the signifier card is that all of this is in motion now. It's just a question of time. There's no real challenge here. This is the Star of Hope. It's what we've got our faith in. Keep your thoughts positive. Because the wheel is turning. The Knight of Cups is suggesting an offer will be made. In the past, we've got the deals here with Russia. The Lovers card came up in Mitch McConnell's own reading. Where's he going to be standing when the ship is sinking here? The news about the Trump organisation, Trump's financials comes forward. Where's McConnell going to be? We've got the government working together here in the Hierophant card. At the moment, we've got the presidency stalled with the Hanged Man. We've got the environment around is the Four of Wands, suggesting celebrations of some sort. The hopes and the fears, we've got the Truth, Pelosi's house, the Democrats in the hopes and fears position, and we've got the Empress coming forward. Now, this is a yes card. This is a strength here. This is an abundance, but it's also the Mother Russia card as well. And the Page of Swords clarifying that on many levels. this is around the truth coming out about Trump. The Nine of Cups here, but it's also the Miracle card as well. So it looks like the luck is turning in the favour of getting this president removed. It looks like Russia and Trump, that information on the Trump organisation and Trump's financials is critical to this. And it appears that McConnell will be, or the Republicans will be forced to join with the Democrats to really either to impeach or remove this president. And the King of Cups here is a support card. It's also Bar as well, can be Bar when he's acting, nefariously as well. What that's hidden from our view. So I feel that Bar obviously, as we know, is there to complete an agenda. And I'm going to read separately on that because I've been given some information by viewers. I'll do that reading later on this week. But in terms of McConnell, he's not going to be re-elected according to this reading. He will struggle to be re-elected, let's just put it like that. And it'll be because of his ties, not only to Trump, but his own ties to Russia. And they're going to, at the end of the day, have to join forces with the Democrats when this information emerges to either impeach or remove Trump. And I have read on that in the past. I'll update that reading, whether or not he'll be impeached or whether or not he will resign. I'll update that reading later, a bit further down the track. So McConnell wouldn't be re-elected on those polls, and these cards are supporting that he potentially will lose in 2020 his own seat, Senate seat, if he's not caught up in the downfall of Trump in between. In terms of another Supreme Court nomination, that's what he might say now. But when you've got the removal of a president, an illegitimate president, potentially, and an illegitimate president, it's going to be very hard for the Republicans to bring forward a nefarious agenda or more of that nefarious agenda. So I'll leave the reading there. Thank you very much for tuning in, viewers.